Good evening. Today we will discuss one of the important chapter, that is antenna and wave propagation. And this the first unit is linear wave linear wire antennas and antenna properties. In this first part, linear wire antennas, there are around six topics. First is introduction to antennas and radiation mechanism, retarded potentials, radiation from small dipoles, half-wave dipoles, and quarter-wave monopole, current distribution, electric and magnetic field components, radiation power, and radiation resistance. The second part of antenna, we will discuss the properties of antenna. They are radiation pattern, beam width, radiation intensity, gain, directivity, bandwidth, polarization, effective length, aperture concepts and types, efficiency, front to back ratio, reciprocity theorem, Friis transmission equation. In this video, we will discuss only the first part of the linear wave antennas. First, the six parts of antennas. First, we will discuss the introduction of antennas and radiation mechanisms. First is introduction to antenna. In the further sessions, we will dealing about the antenna. You please remember this structure of antenna for the assumption. First, what is an antenna? Antenna is a way of converting the guided wave present in waveguide, cables or transmission line into the radiation travel in free space. That means you are just making the wave from the wire to transmit into the air. That is the meaning of antenna. And in this method, it converts the electrons to photon by electromagnetic energy. It is also defined as it is a transducer, which it is the interface between a circuit and a free space. Now comes the types of antenna. The antenna, I have just told you to remember the structure of antenna. As said before, this is the structure of antenna you have to remember till the end of the session. I will be placing here. Now the types of antenna. The antennas are classified into three types. One is wire antennas, aperture antennas, and antenna arrays. They are divided into three types. And wire antenna means it is in the shape of wire. This antenna is in the shape of wire. Aperture antenna and antenna array. Okay. This wire antenna is divided into three types: linear wire, loop antenna, and helical antenna. Linear wire. What is the meaning of linear wire? The antenna is constructed in a straight manner. That is linear wire antenna. In this chapter, we will discuss about the linear wire antennas only. Means we'll be majorly discussing about the dipoles. The antennas are only in the shape of a straight line. This is the antenna. In the loop antennas, the antennas are in the shape of square and circular. That is, square means you will be having the antennas in this structure, and circular antennas in in circular antennas you will be having the antennas in this structure. Helical antennas. The antennas are in the shape of helical. In the shape of helical. Next, aperture antennas. These aperture antennas are travels in the waveguide. What is meaning of waveguide? It is nothing but a cylindrical tube in which electromagnetic wave travels. These are of two types. One is rectangular on and circular on. If the waveguide, if the structure is in the form of rectangle, then we will call it as rectangular on. If this structure is in the form of circular, we will be calling as circular on. Next is array antennas. In this array antennas, they are divided into three types. One is microstrip, Yogitga, and log periodic. What is this microstrip? Okay, this microchip is nothing but it is a just it is an antenna which is made up of dielectric medium. At the top, in the top of the sections, we will be having the patches. These patches are responsible for the radiations. Okay. And at the bottom section, you will be having ground. Just microstrip, it is generally used in mobile phones. That is used for microphones and receiving and transmitting the calls. This microstrip is in the chip structure. Is majorly made up of dielectric medium, and at the top of this microstrip, you will be having patches, and at the bottom it will be grounded. And next is log periodic and Yogitga. These are not generally widely used. Okay, this it is about the types of antenna. Next, we will see the how the antenna is transmitted, how the wave is transmitted into antenna. For example, this is a antenna which is present at the TV station, that is called transmitting and transmitting antenna and receiving antenna. This receiving antenna is generally present at your home, and this is transmitting antenna is present at the TV station. Let you assume it. Now, the transmitting antenna constitute of a generator or a transmitter, that is a power source from which the waves are traveled into the transmission line, and these waves are guided waves, that is TEM waves or one dimensional waves, and these are traveled to the transmission region which is called as antenna. This transmission region behaves as antenna. And next, this is the free space, this travels into the air, that is 3D in nature. Then when it reaches the receiving end of the antenna, then it first touches the transmission region of the antenna. Then the tampered of transitions takes place. Then the waves are guided in TEM or one dimensional wave and received at the receiver side. And this is the Working principle of antenna. In this first part, introduction to antenna, we have discussed. Next, we will discuss about the radiation mechanism. What is radiation mechanism? For example, this is a conducting wire. When a voltage is given to it, the charge gets moved and current is produced. This is the concept which we know in the conductors. In the same way, the radiation mechanism takes place in the antennas. When you when the charge in the antennas undergoes displacement or acceleration, that is when you apply the source, when you apply the voltage or when you apply the source, the charge undergoes displacement and or acceleration and the wave is electromagnetic radiation is produced. Electromagnetic radiation produced. In the case of conductor, when you apply the voltage, the current is produced. But when in the case of antennas, when you apply the potential, the charge accelerates and deaccelerates and electromagnetic radiation is produced. This is due to uh, production of current. This is a source of radiation, and this equation we will be learning in the EMTL electromagnetic and transmission line theory. Just you have to refer from it. The radiation mechanism A is given by mu I dl dl by 4 pi r. Now conditions for radiation. For example, there is a wire. This is infinite length. When you apply the voltage, then there will be uh, acceleration of charges, but this is of infinite length, so radiation is not produced. If this wire is of finite length, then the radiation is produced. See, the uniform velocity, infinite wire, there is no radiation. Uniform velocity, finite wire means the wire is finite in structure. Then there is production of radiation. Finite wire, that is bent. Finite uniform velocity and bent wire. If the wire is bent, then there is a production of radiation. Uniform velocity and back and frontward means the charge first accelerates, then deaccelerates, accelerates, deaccelerates. Then there is production of radiation. Okay. Then if there is no production, if there is no voltage, there is no charge, and there is no radiation produced. This is the overall concept of the radiation mechanism. It is simply when you apply the voltage to the antenna, the charge undergoes acceleration or deacceleration, and production of current is happened, so electromagnetic radiation is produced. This is the concept of radiation mechanism, and this takes place only in the three conditions. One is if there is no if there is no voltage present, then there is no charge produced and there is no radiation. If there is no movement of current, there is no acceleration, or there is no deacceleration, there is no radiation. Third one is if there is uniform velocity, there are four cases. If the wire is if the wire is finite in length, there is production of radiation. If the wire is infinitely large, there is no radiation. If the wire is bent, there is a radiation. If the charge accelerates and deacceleration, then the radiation occurs. This is a concept of radiation mechanism. Now, next we will go to the retarded potential, which is the second topic of the first unit, part 1, retarded potential. Retarded potential. This is very simple concept. First, you consider a conductor. Okay. Now, when you pass current to it, you pass current to it, and you consider small element here in the conductor. This is small volume. The element dx is small volume dv. Okay, and this is the conductor. Okay. Now, at the point P, we have to find the magnetic field potential and electric field potential. This magnetic field potential is represented by A bar, because it is vector quantity, and this electric potential is scalar quantity, so it is represented by V. No V bar, it is scalar quantity. Here, from this element to this point, we are going through the origin. Here we have a origin. This distance is R bar, and this distance is R bar, and this is capital R, radius, the distance from the element to the point where we have to find the magnetic field potential and electric field potential. Okay. Here the consideration is, we have considered a conductor through which a current is passed to the small element dv, and at this small element, we current density J and volume charge density rho v is produced due to flow of current. At point P, we have to find the magnetic field potential and electric field potential. Magnetic field potential is denoted by A bar, because it is vector, and electric field is V, it is scalar. Now, from standard formulas, A bar is given by mu by 4 pi integral J by R dV. This is standard formula, and V is given by 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught integration rho v by R dV with respect to volume. This is the standard formulas, but this is the magnetic field potential, electric field potential from a conductor. But the concept is retarded potential. For the retarded potential, that is time varying fields. If you consider the time varying field, time varying fields, if you consider the time varying field, that is the electric field potential and time and the magnetic field potential changes with respect to time. That is a bar and v changes with respect to time, and that time changes in the antennas. So this equation, this is for the constant current in the time varying field, that is a bar in time varying field, v and time varying field will be getting as mu by 4 pi integral j by r. This is a common expression, but this j, current density, will be in the form of r comma t minus rc. That is, it is depending on the time. The same way, this v 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught integral rho v by r. This is the general formula, and this is depending on the time, r comma t minus rc. This rc is known as time delay. This is known as time delay. Time delay. This concept of time delay induces the retarded by amount of time. So it is called as retarded potential. That is C. R by C is known as time delay. So now the potential has been delayed or retarded by the amount of time. So they are called as retarded potential. In the same, that is the conductor, we will be considering the magnetic and uh, electric field potential at time varying field. This concept we have applied to the antennas. General phenomena of conductor, we have just modified the phenomena as time varying field, and we have considered the delay, such that we have applied this concept to the antennas. That is the retarded potential. Now we'll discuss about the types of dipoles antennas. What is dipole? In the starting, I have told that in the types of antenna, a dipole is the linear straight antenna. This is a linear straight antenna. The antenna which is seen on the top of the TV towers. And these are of three types. One is Artesian dipole, that is small dipole. Next is small dipole, and next is dipole antenna. In the Artesian dipole, the length of the antenna, the effective length of the antenna is lambda by 50. That is wavelength by 50. If the length of the antenna ranges between lambda by 50 and lambda by 10, that is called small dipole. If the length of the antenna is lambda by 2, it is known as dipole antenna. Clear with the concept? Next, This is the one of the important concept. Radiation from small dipole, half wave dipole, and quarter wave monopole. Let's understand these terms: small dipole, half wave dipole, and quarter wave monopole. Okay. First, let's understand about the monopole antennas. What is mean by monopole antennas? This is the antennas, dipole antenna. This is the ground. The antenna is fed to the ground. Now, the antenna is fed to the ground. Due to this, a virtual monopole is created. That is, you think the shadow is created. A virtual monopole is created of this antenna. When you supply a source to this antenna, the current is produced in this direction, and this is the shadow, which is considered as the replica, which is happened to the due to the reflection. This is the physical length of the antenna, that is lambda by 4, and this is the total length of the antenna, lambda by 2, and this is the ground. See, if you install the antenna on the ground, this is the shadow like thing appearing, and this is the current produced, and this is the shadowing, that is the replica of the antennas. This is the structure of the monopole antenna. Now we will see the one of the important concept, that is electric field and magnetic field production in the antennas. Let us consider that dipole antennas, which we have discussed earlier. This is the dipole antenna, and this is the shadow, that is the virtual image of the dipole antenna. When you give the source, what happens? When you give the source, this top part of the antenna behaves as positive pole with respect to this. If we consider this is negative, this becomes positive. You know, from the principle of right hand thumb rule, if the current is flowing, the current flows from positive to negative. That is, it flows from positive to negative. If you consider this as positive and negative pole, and the current moves from negative to positive. If you consider this, the current, when this is the antenna and this is the virtual image of the antenna, when you consider the source, the current moves from the positive to negative to positive of the antenna. So the current is produced. After, when the current is produced, the electric field is produced into the electric field is produced outward from positive pole. This is the positive pole, it emerges outside. If if the pole is negative, the electric field moves into it. From the right hand thumb rule, the magnetic field is in this direction. This is the concept of electric and magnetic field of antenna when you apply the source. Simple is a very simple concept. When you apply the source, the current is produced. The current is produced from the positive to negative side. This is considered negative to positive. If you consider this as a positive pole and this is negative pole, the current moves in this direction. And the magnetic field from the right hand thumb rule is in this direction. And if this is positive pole, the electric field will be outside, and this is negative pole, the electric field will be inside. This is a simple concept. Next we will see about the radiation resistance. Next we will discuss about the radiation resistance. Radiation resistance. What is the resistance? Generally, which opposes the current is known as resistance. Now, this is the antenna. This is the antenna installed at your house. This is power which is given to the antenna, and this is the power radiated from the antenna. This is power radiated by the antenna, and this power radiated is known as P-rad, and this is power given to the antenna, and some power is lost by the antenna. This is power loss, which is known as ohmic losses. Ohmic losses, and this power radiated is I square R. Generally, the formula of power is pi R pi I R square, I square R, and this R is the output load, that is L, or you can say the resistance R, that is the radiation resistance of the antenna, and this is the power loss, that is ohmic losses, which is given by I square RL. Total power is given by power radiated plus power loss, that is given by I square, to take common I square, into radiation resistance plus RL. Simple. Consider the antenna. Just consider the antenna. This is the antenna. You are given the power, input power, and this is radiated power, and this is the loss of power. Okay. The resistance, radiating resistance, is which radiate electromagnetic waves in space. Okay. This is the concept of radiation resistance. Next concept is current distribution. Okay. Current distribution. current distribution of the antenna. Okay, now this is the conductor. Assume this is the conductor, and when you give the voltage to the conductor, the charge travels in the form of wave, that is electromagnetic wave. It travels in the form of electromagnetic wave. That is, this is positive, this is negative, and this is positive. When it touches the end of the antenna, it just gets back to the antenna with a phase shift of 180. That is, it becomes minus, this becomes plus, and this becomes minus. And these two combines forming a sinusoidal wave. That is sinusoidal wave. This is the incoming wave and this is the outgoing wave. Both forms a sinusoidal wave. That is called standing wave. The standing waves depends on two types. One is length of the antenna and wavelength of the antenna. Length of the antenna and wavelength of the antenna. For example, if the length is less than lambda, far less than lambda, that is, this is the dipole antenna. Considering the dipole antenna, here when you give the source, the current flows in this direction. If you consider this as positive and this is negative, and the current distribution is in this direction, and this is the magnitude of I. For example, these are cases. These are standard cases, practical cases. It has some practical. If the uh, length of the antenna is between the lambda by 2 and lambda, then we apply the source, the current flows in this direction, and the current distribution is in this direction with a magnitude of I. And this is positive and this is negative. And if the length is between lambda by 2 and lambda by 3 and 3 lambda by 2 and lambda, then the charge distribution is 3 times. This is very simple concept. Just this is the conductor. When the voltage is given to the charge travels in the forms of wave. When it reaches the end, then it traces back with a 180 shift angle, and they both the waves merge and becomes a sinusoidal wave. This is called standing wave. These standing waves are depends on wavelength of antenna, length of antenna, and there are three cases. The length is far less than antenna, between the lambda and lambda by 2, and it is between 3 lambda by 2 and lambda. And these are the three cases. These are three practical cases which are formed when there is when the length varies with respect to lambda. And with this, we have completed the first part of antenna. In this section, the radiation from small dipole and half dipole, half wave dipole and quarter wave monopole. There are some standard derivations to be learned. In this derivation, this is a very simple derivation. It's very simple derivation. That is radiation of half wave dipole and quarter wave monopole. We have just 4 steps to be followed. One is, in these three cases, in these three cases, that is small dipole, half wave dipole, and quarter wave monopole. You just need to follow these three steps. Step one is calculate the electric field. Next, calculate the average radiating power. That is W, denoted by W average. What is power, average radiated power density? What is density? Mass per unit volume. Okay. Power density. Okay. Next, radiated power density. That is the power which is radiated per unit volume and per unit area. That is radiated power density. We have the formula W bar average equals to half of real part of E bar cross A bar. This is the formula. Next, this is per unit density. If you want total power radiated, P radiation, that is given by, for example, this is for example, uh, we have considered small element on the wire, and if you want to find the total radiation, what we will be doing? We will be doing the integration in the same way. But if you want the total power, we will be doing the integration with respect to surface, that is surface integration. Next, we have to calculate the radiated power, that is P radiation. And next we have to calculate the radiation resistance P radiation by comparing with this expression. For example, we will see one of the derivation of wave dipole. For this half wave dipole, we have the standard expression for electric field. You have to just do the cross product of E bar cross H bar, then we'll be getting the expressions. Then we have to find the total power radiated, and you will be getting 36.56 I naught square. If you want to find the radiation resistance, you have to compare with this of I naught square RR. Comparing, you'll be getting radiation resistance, that is 73 ohms. The same way, you have to calculate for small dipole, that is Artesian dipole. You have to first find the electric field or magnetic field, calculate average power density, calculate power radiated, calculate the radiation resistance. This is the standard formulas and this is the standard procedure. With this, we have completed the first part of antennas. And in the second part of antennas, we will be dealing with the properties of the antennas. These are the very important and very basic formulas which are used for construction of antennas. Thank you.